Okay guys, I'm going to go pretty fast here, but remember to rewind, pause the video if you need to, watch it again. But I want to go over as many problems as I can in this one video. Here we go. So let's look at this problem. Now what I did here is actually take question 16 and modify the numbers. We have 6 here, I changed this to 3 and minus 3, and that's a 5. So we're asked to add these two fractions. And the thing we have to understand is we need a common denominator. In our case, it's going to be y plus 3 times with y minus 3 here. Again, how do you find a common denominator? You times the denominators together. So what that means is this one, this 6, I'm going to distribute with y minus 3. I'm basically going to do 6 times y minus 3. The 5 is going to times with the y plus 3, so I'm going to do 5 times y plus 3. So distributive property wise, I would have 6y. 6 times minus 3 would be minus 18. Over here, 5 times y would be 5y. And 5 times the 3, I'm just doing distributive property, is 15. So, what do I have? I have 6 and 5y is 11y. I have 15 minus 18 is minus 3 over my denominator. Now, if we times this together, we will get y squared minus 9. This, I hope you recognize, is a difference of 2 squares. Okay, but if you actually times this together, you will actually get this. And the 3 minus 3y cancel each other out, so you're just left with y squared minus 9. So there's our answer. Next one. If we're given square roots, guys, and we're asked to subtract them in this case. Now, I obviously made up different numbers. The first thing we got to do is simplify them. So 80 is 8 times 10. 8 is 2 times 4. 4 is 2 times 2. 10 is 2 times 5. Now remember, any pair of baby square roots is a regular number. So these two make a regular 2. These two make another 2. We have an extra square root 5. So that's not showing up very well, but I got 2. Let me change this to yellow. I got 2 times square root 5, which is 4 square root 5. Now, we got to do the same thing with 20 here. 4 times 5, 2 times 2. 4 is 2 times 2. Now, since 4 is 2 times 2, those two make a regular 2, and we have an extra square root 5 again. So hopefully you can see my work okay, but what we end up doing is we know that square root of 80 is 4 square roots of 5, and we're supposed to minus square root of 20, which is 2 square roots of 5. So what's 4 minus 2? Well, that's 2 square roots of 5. All right, next one. Quadratics, guys. We either solve this with quadratic formula or factoring. Now, obviously, that would be cheating if I did the original problem, so I made up a new problem. And I'm going to show you, well, just remember, you could do it with a quadratic formula, but I'm going to show you with factoring. I know if I do the x method, 2 times negative 21 is negative 42 with this 11x sum in the middle. Now, since 2 and minus 21 cannot make this 11, I have to do another way of 42. Now, 3 times 14, this is where the calculator may come in, is 42. And I know that 14 minus 3 is 11. So the x method tells me x minus 3 with x plus 14. I'm not quite done because my quadratic has a 2 here in front of the x squared. So I need to divide that 2 out of 14 so I can times this by 2. So my final factored form is 2x minus 3 and x plus 7, since 14 divided by 2 is 7. And since it's equal to 0, I can now solve my 0. So here, I know that 2x minus 3 equals 0 if 2x equals 3, right? All you have to do is just add 3 to both sides. And when I divide by 2, x is 3 halves. Well, what about here? Well, if x plus 7 is 0, this one's mental math. Hopefully you agree negative 7 plus 7 is 0. So they only asked for one of the solutions, but the answer is either going to be negative 7 or 3 halves in my case. Now you, right here, have a different quadratic that you need to try to factor and solve. Okay? All right. This one should be fairly simple. They give you an x value. I changed mine to negative 6, and I changed these 2's to 1's. So let's plug in negative 6 and see what happens. I have the absolute value of negative 6 plus 1 over negative 6 plus 1, which is the absolute value of negative 5 over negative 5. Now, what is the absolute value of negative 5? An absolute value always makes any number positive. So I have 5 over negative 5, which is negative 1. So again, on this one, all you had to do was plug in the number and just do the math. And just remember, an absolute value will always give you a positive answer. All right, this one here, this is simple linear systems. I changed it to a 4 and an 8 here, you notice. But let's see here. I know if I just simply add these together, x and x is 2x, y cancels out with y, and 4 and 8 is 12. So in my case, when I divide by 2, x is 6. Now notice they're asking for y. So what do? I have to take the 6 and plug it into one of these equations. Now I'm going to pick the first equation here. So I know that 6 plus the y is supposed to equal 4 in my case. And when I minus 6, y is negative 2. So for my answer, guys, y is negative 2. But this is called the elimination method, which hopefully looks familiar, and you should know. Okay, next one. Now, guys, obviously I'm not going to do that one, but I made up one with 5 powers. If this 5 power equals this 5 power, the only way that can happen, guys, is the exponents have to be the same. So in my case, I'm going to take 2x minus 4, set it equal to 4x minus 12, and now here's where I actually go ahead and solve for x. So I'm going to start by minusing 2x both sides. So I have negative 4 equal to 2x minus 12. Now I'm going to add 12 to both sides. So 2x is going to equal 8. 12 minus 4 is 8. So when I divide by 2, in my case, x must be 4. But the logic is, guys, if I have 2 powers equal to each other, then their exponents have to equal each other, given that they're the same exact base, right? Okay, hopefully that makes sense. All right, this one right here. This one, hopefully you can see the numbers I changed to, but this one's just a straight up cross multiply. So I got to do this, so I'm going to do 2 times 6, 12, distributive property, right? Minus 2x. Now I'm going to take the 3 and do the same thing. That's got to equal 3x minus 12. So what I'm going to do is add 2x. So 12 equals 5x minus 12. I'm now going to add 12 to both sides. So 5x in my case will equal 24, since 12 and 12 is 24. And now I'm going to divide by 5. So x is 24 fifths. And that's it. Now your answer is probably a little bit nicer and neater than mine, but cross multiplying and solving, guys, is something you definitely should know how to do. Okay. All right. This one right here, guys. Now I made up an h of x. H of x is this red line right here. And I have a function t of x, the black curve. Well, if I am asked when is h of x greater than t of x, you literally look to see where h of x is higher than t. And if you look carefully, guys, over here, do you agree that h of x in red is higher than the black t of x underneath it? So I would say, therefore, from infinity to, notice x is -1 where they meet, that's where it's greater than. Also notice over here, h of x in red is higher than t of x black below it. So this point right there is at x2. So I would say from 2, well, I should say negative infinity there, to positive infinity, h of x is greater than t of x. But now, stay with me, guys. What happens if they ask you, when is t of x greater than h of x? Again, I want to look where the black t of x is higher than the red h of x. And that is right in between here, isn't it? From -1 to 2, right? Here's x equals -1, here's x equals 2. Between those two values, do you agree the black is higher than the red? Sorry if I got a little messy there. Let's clean it up a little bit. So if you agree with me, then I would say the answer for that question would be from -1 to 2. Or we could say -1 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 2. That is where the black t of x is greater than the red h of x. Okay. We kind of ran out of time, guys, so I'm going to have to try to remember to save 20 for next time. Okay. 15. This is a good quick one. You ready? On 15, how do you do the equation of a circle? Well, the equation of a circle, guys, is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equal to the radius squared. So, what does that mean? Well, guys, the x number, do you agree, is 3. The y number in my case is 4. And my radius, r, is 6. I made that up. It's different than yours. So what would I do? I would say x minus 3 squared plus y minus 4 squared equals 6 squared, which is 36. All right? I think I made up one more just to make sure. Here we go. Let's say the center is at 2, 7, radius 4. This again is my x. This again is my y. This here is my r. So you ready? I'm going to say x minus 2 squared plus y minus 7 squared equals 4 squared, which of course is 16. And that is how you find the function or equation of a circle, guys. So I hope you watch and study this, guys. Sorry I didn't have time for number 20. This video is getting long enough as it is. But again, hopefully you'll rewind and watch all the ones I did for you. It should help you get a better score. And hopefully you learn something. See you in class tomorrow.